Camera guy.
Your Excellency, you are most welcome. I am here to welcome you.
I thought it was. You didn't keep it. You didn't hide it.
No, I can't.
Once you do, this is the first song.
Please welcome the My neighbor before the
The length of the lens is not that.
In the family, Alhaji Samaila Clark, only Alhaji among the sons. At this moment, I need to.
Your Excellency, you are most welcome. I am here to welcome you.
I thought it was. You didn't keep it. You didn't hide it.
No, I can't.
Once you do, this is the first song.
Please welcome the
I'm not even sure of how many were coming with you, but it shows our appreciation of your visit. The head of the Clark family, Professor C.C. Clark, who is the younger brother of the Chief Ike Clark, went home to Delta State on Friday because your colleague, the governor, was visiting the family, and also to formally inform them of what had happened. So he left with some of the children. If not, they are much more than this. Let me, on their behalf, and those that have been introduced to you, and our other leaders, welcome you most sincerely. When I say welcome, it's not as if you are coming to mourn or to condole, because you are one of those most affected by the departure of our father. So you have only come to join the rest of us who are in this town where your father stayed and passed on, for us to remember his memory and to also say a few words about him. The instructions he gave were very clear, that any time anything happens, he gave 3 names. Says these 3 people must be the first to know what has happened. Your Excellency, I can confirm that you are among those 3 names he gave. That shows the love he had for you. And I remember when he did, if I may call it a false start, about 3 weeks earlier, when he had slight crisis, and he was praying. Your name was one of the names he was calling. And he was shouting, Yekurao, Yekurao, which means no shaking. And he prayed for you. And so it is it shows the love he had for you, and it's reciprocal because as a son, you also. About 12,000 people at the minimum have passed through this door since this happened. And from all parts of Nigeria, people have come to join to remember him. Passed on quite happy and peacefully because we discovered, and I think I mentioned it briefly to you, that it appears is gradually winding down. We saw that for the past 2 months, a man that hardly sleeps about 5 hours started to sleep, and I'm sure Chief Sekebo will, as a medical doctor, confirm this. He started sleeping up to like 15 hours in a day. So I was telling people that this old man is gradually winding down. And but then it was still good health, and there was no cause for us to be afraid. On Sunday, before this happened, because this happened on Monday night, on Sunday about 11, when we normally have late breakfast, we saw that he didn't wake up. He was still sleeping and sleeping. So they tried to wake him. I said, no, leave it, let him rest. And as we were there, we just heard him shout. He was praying. Then he shouted, I'm in Nigeria. I love Nigeria. And he kept quiet. And he shouted again, I love Nigeria. And after they said, I'm in Nigeria. You know the way his voice is. And after he said that, he was silent. So we panicked, and with the children rushed him to the hospital. And those were the last words he said. But his instruction is that nobody should mourn him. But please tell all my children, both here and everywhere, that nobody should mourn me. And he said, if you have to kill a cow every day, kill a cow every day. Let people celebrate my life. So we welcome you and this very important entourage that has some of the most senior Nigerians that this country has produced to come with you to join the rest of the family to remember your father. And we will keep you posted because, like I said earlier, 3 people. The other 2, they know who they are. And then he later added the list. He got about 10 people. First 3, you are among that first 3. You will be kept well informed of every arrangement because those who went home are coming back later today. We'll sit down and begin to think of dates in contact with the church, in contact with the community at home to plan. And you'll be kept well informed. Sorry, did you say something? Am I forgetting something? Okay. So, Your Excellency, once more welcome. On an argument here, I was pitying him because he is the first biological son, and President Jonathan came here, and he used to call Jonathan his first son, so he was moved slightly down to second first son. And when Senate
down to about 20.
And there have been some of your colleagues, several governors who have been here. So you are the people on the higher scale of the first son. So that's why we say all of us are also passing our condolences to Your Excellency. So on that note, I'm sure a few reflections of our father, your father, we would like to hear, and it will be a great comfort to the family. So once more, welcome, Your Excellency. Thank you very much.
The protocol was well taken, so I wouldn't want to bore this house with the protocol anymore. But it will also be proper for me to say a few things just to add to the protocol. Maybe you forgot that when the spokesman for the family was saying a few things during his introduction, he did mention one of the sons of our father, who happens to be the only Alhaji. And I expected the one doing our own side of this. To also say that the only royal father that we have that is also an So I think Alhaji, royal father, a balanced equation. It's not only them that has a royal father as an Alhaji.
Yes.
We also have our own. Let me especially recognize the family of our late father, and also the leadership of Pandem. It's important I say this because it is this loss, in as much as we say is a celebration for life well lived. It's also important to appreciate that the leadership of Pandem is giving so much support at this particular time. His Excellency, former Governor of Akwa Ibom, who is also here with us, Tinubu. I think my dog, forgive me for not putting it, but I know it's up on it. I want to thank you for the time and the energy you're putting to make sure that we celebrate our father. I think Ambassador Gali took this whole thing from me. I wanted to tell you the reason why I'm wearing white. I should have been wearing black because we're coming for condolence. But I know that we're not here for money. We're here to celebrate a life well lived. You know, some persons will live briefly and they make impact. Pat Clark lived very long. 90 plus is not a joke. And he lived it with full energy, still contributing positively. So it's worth a fulfilled life. So I joined the family to say it pleases God at this time for him to leave us. But while he's not here anymore, we must cherish the wonderful work he did while he was alive. He's not a South leader. He's a leader in Nigeria. The history of Nigeria cannot be complete without mentioning the role that Clark and his contemporary played in Nigeria. So I'm happy to be associated with such. This is where we normally use the right, this is the right place to say such character. There's someone that normally uses the word character. These are the character. These are the particular character we should encourage people to associate with. Character of integrity, character of uprightness, character that is not greedy, character that is self-serving, is ready to sacrifice everything. I want to assure the family that Pa was a father to me. In my most trying time, he stood by me. He spoke truth to power. He wasn't scared. And I appreciate that role he played. In this delegation, I decided not to come under the jaw. I came here with a reflection of Rivers State. Maybe when we go for the other meeting, I can do the jaw, but here now, I'm not doing the jaw, I'm doing the rivers. You can see here, right on Nopara. You can see here, Senator Lee. You can see here, the former governor of Rivers State, Celestine Omehe. These are reputable names. These are men who stood, who followed, who delivered. Even if they are not appreciated again, but they delivered at that time. On the other hand, you also see the other side of the rivers. The working chief, Abiye. Which story do you want to? From the time when our father was the governor, that was when he started being special advisor, not today. It will tell you how long he has been in government.
Yes.
And he never tired. Are we talking about our father that is here? His story can't be complete without mentioning Medford Okilo. He's his mentor. He's the one who taught him, who he followed. Are we talking about the total chair? They are the people who did MPN. when MPN crashed, they entered this other republic that is surviving now. From the beginning, it's there. So we came here to tell you that Rivers State feel this pain, but it's no longer a pain to us. It's a life well lived that we appreciate, that we are going to support to make sure that we follow the decision of the family and the state to make sure that we give him a befitting burial. If I were the governor of one state, I would have just done the monument. There's one governor that used to do monument that time. I don't want to call his name. If they like you, don't do monument. Okay. But we have to immortalize this name. That is true. It's not about the South. It's not about the job. It's about his contribution in nation building, his contribution in fighting for human rights, his contribution for defending the oppressed. It is worth immortalizing. And let me make this promise here. If it's not done from this other side, we will immortalize him. When we were coming in, my aides was pointing to the condolence register. He didn't even understand. Do I need to write condolence for my own father?
No.
What I need to do is to make sure I participate in everything to make sure that we give him a befitting burial. In fact, celebration in the course of the program. I have a few things to just say here. This goes to the immediate family. Papa has lived a very wonderful life. It's not that he doesn't have his own shortcoming, but you people should try as much as you can to live with love. That is the only way the legacy, the good work he has done can be sustained. We're reading in the social medias, we're reading from other means of this media, where some families, as soon as the head is no more, there is division everywhere, scrambling for one thing or the other. Please, I want to appeal to you, everyone. One aspect that is good is that you're all grown up, which makes it easy for some person, but difficult because everybody will want to claim right. That is the truth. Some people say it's easy. It's not easy because at this point everyone wants to claim right. But please, ensure that you don't allow any gap to come in between to cause any division. Be more united now than ever. And that is the only way that we, his children, outside, can come in and support you to make sure that Papa memory is evergreen. That is the truth. If there is any breakage there won't be any reason, there won't be any cause, there won't be any purpose for us to continue to show, to express the love that we have for our late father. So please, that is my own appeal to you. But in all, we give God all the glory. He is the one who gives, he is the one who takes care at his own time. We believe that it pleased him at this time to call our father to come home so that they can, if they used to drink Pamidia, so that they can get swimming Pami. If they used to drink communion beer, continue with communion. So we give God all that glory and say thank you. We have not lost anything. What we've lost so far is his absence. That is the truth. He has built a lot of men. One of the, I think, a day to, about 2 days before this information, I don't know, I woke up in the evening, about 10, 11 in the night. I said, I've not spoken to him for a while.
Yes,
and I called.
The night before.
Yeah, I called.
Saturday night.
I didn't get any reply. About 6 hours later, that was when I got the message that he had an emergency and he was rushed to the hospital. I said, okay, they should just keep me posted. Why am I saying this? Is the relationship. So at that time, Ambassador Kane also gave me other words from him that we shouldn't worry that this is the situation. Maybe we already know it was almost coming to his time. But what is important, like I said, is he lived a good life. He has finished his work. It is we to continue from where he has stopped. So let me on this note thank Ambassador. And you didn't even add, when you were talking about the PhD, you didn't add my own PhD. You didn't add. No, but you didn't add, it's not in soccer. You didn't add my own. Where's my own now? I want to thank you for all that you're doing for Papa. Be a good watchdog. You know, we used to have some dogs. They watch, but some are not good watchdogs. Be a good watchdog. Support the family. Wherever the one they don't understand, we put them through. We will stand behind you. We will ensure that this assignment, because you are the closest person, you are the one that is going through every class to take over. But it's just that the one will be too much at this age for you. But they say those that have been chosen, God also equip them. God will give you the necessary wisdom and understanding to carry this body, to support them, so that we go through this together. Let me thank everyone, our women that are always here to support. Papa is no longer there. It is God that will reward you people. We appreciate what you're doing. We appreciate your concern. We appreciate the sacrifice you're making. People will also make sacrifice for you. Let me, at this juncture, when we used to do debates at this juncture, rest my case while I wait news from the family and ambassador on the way forward. Thank you.
We're here to pay condolence to the family of Park Clark. But unfortunately, it's not even an issue of condolence because I'm one of his sons. So we're just here to see how things are going. Park Clark lived a very good life, fulfilled life. So his life is worth celebrating. So what we have done here is to come and see the family, start the arrangements for his journey, final retirement, which is what we're going to do and do it in a good way.
Papa was also for the people who are oppressed, particularly for the Niger Delta in Port Harcourt when there was rift in Port Harcourt. Now he's out of this space. Do you think anyone can fill that vacuum that he created, that he was in?
Let's bury him first. God will provide.